This video is brought to you by TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a toolkit for all YouTubers alike, with advanced metrics and functionality within YouTube itself, including things like bulk syndication and other bulk updating tools. TubeBuddy is the best video manager for you. Want to try it yourself? Click the link down below to get a free trial. Also consider signing up for Talency, with TubeBuddy Pro included.
Hey, what is up guys? Matt here from the Toasty Bros, and I'm back with another mechanical keyboard review. Today we're going to be taking a look at another mechanical keyboard from the Glorious PC Gaming Race company. Today we have their 10 keyless version of their Glorious PC Master Race modular mechanical keyboard. Is it worth the price tag? Well, let's talk about that. So as I mentioned, this is a modular mechanical keyboard, meaning that you can swap out the switches for other switches. This keyboard comes fully loaded with Gatoron Brown switches to start, but we'll get more into that later on in the video. My initial first impressions of this keyboard are that it's a very premium and well-built keyboard. The keycaps in this keyboard are nothing to write home about. They are ABS plastic keycaps that are double shot, but there's nothing really special to say about them. They are just your basic keycaps. They do have a textured top to them, which is nice, a great addition to some other keyboards who don't have any form of texture on their keycaps, which could cause them to wear out faster. The font on the keyboard itself is not overly glamorous like a gamery font or anything. It actually has a very semi-neutral font with some gamer accents here or there, so I do give them a pass with this one. Now underneath those keycaps, as mentioned on this keyboard, are Gatoron Brown switches. They are not my favorite switch in the world. I prefer Cherry MX Browns if I'm going to be using a brown switch, but they do have the same brown tactile bump without the loud noise of blues. And as mentioned, this is a modular mechanical keyboard, meaning that you can swap out the switches with an included switch puller, and you could buy Gatoron switches, Kale switches, a bunch of different switches that had the same Cherry stem, and put them in a keyboard like this and you're off to the races. So let's say you want your WASD to be browns and the rest of the keyboard to be blues, or you want an escape key to be blue and the rest browns, or a couple reds here and there. You have that option to do so. And also it gives you the ability to change out a switch in case one fails on you, so this keyboard can, well, last pretty much forever. Now onto the back of the keyboard, where you see we have an included keycap puller actually added to the back of the keyboard, which is very nice. And the flip out feet are, well, less than stellar. I'm not a huge fan of these flip out feet. They are kind of flimsy compared to other ones that I've tested in the past and could use a quality boost. Now the non-slick pads are located at the very bottom of the keyboard and do a good job at what they're supposed to do, keep the keyboard from moving around. No real complaints here. Now as far as the cable goes, you get a detachable micro USB cable that is also braided. You all know my feelings towards a detachable cable, and this keyboard does a great job at implementing it. I would have loved to see USB Type-C in a future revision of this keyboard because of that connector being much more stable compared to normal micro USB, but that is kind of nitpicking. The cable itself has decent length, and the braiding on it is super nice and adds a very sleek customization to this keyboard. And being that it is a standard micro USB, you can go out and pick up any kind of cable you really want that is micro USB and customize your keyboard to a whole nother level. Now this keyboard does feature full RGB backlighting, which is kind of limited in my opinion. The RGB backlighting is very dull, it's not very bright, and the overall black design of this keyboard really hinders its performance. The brightness on this thing is very dim compared to other keyboards that I've tested. It's not a big deal for me because I'm not a huge advocate of RGB lighting or lighting in general. I kind of just have it there and I'm not super picky about it. But for those who want the biggest and brightest RGB lighting, this keyboard kind of falls short in my opinion. There are a couple of modes that you can switch between with different wave effects and different breathing, touch, and drawing, and different like lighting type effects. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but in a keyboard of this price point, I would really rather see something that has much better backlighting than this. Now before I get to my final conclusions of this keyboard, let's just jump into a typing test so you can hear how those Kale Brown switches sound. Alright guys, so what are my conclusions of this keyboard? Well, the brand itself is genius. I love the Glorious PC Gaming Race company. They do a great job at providing some really awesome products. They also sent me over some of their wrist rests, their wooden wrist rests, and I've been using some of their padded ones for years before even working with them, including their mouse pads. But honestly, this keyboard for me is kind of in a weird boat. If you really want modular mechanical switches, then honestly, this is one of the best bodies you can go with. I really like the build quality of it, I really do. But the RGB lighting kind of falls short for me. If they just upped the brightness of the backlight on this keyboard, honestly, things would be 1,000 times better. But then again, it's not something that a lot of people worry about, so if the lighting on this keyboard is, well, plentiful for you, then I would highly suggest you consider this keyboard. They also do have a 104 key version of this keyboard, which I've actually reviewed a couple months back before checking this one out, and if you hit the eye in the top right corner, you can check that video out. But it is definitely a pricey keyboard for what you get, so know what you're investing your money into if you are considering an option like this. Click the link in the description down below if you want to head over to their website and you can customize a keyboard today. And that about wraps this video up here, guys. If you like this video, leave a like down below and comment PCMR in the comment section down below if you made it this far. Also consider subscribing if you want to see more content from the Toasty Bros, and leave a like down below if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and also follow us on Twitter for more behind the scenes coverage of the Toasty Bros and some inside stuff about future videos. Also, we have a Discord server if you didn't know. A lot of people have been joining it recently and it's been really awesome to interact with you all, and we do a lot of interactive content on there, including having people talk to us in a voice chat on my Morning Energy live stream every single Saturday. So if you're interested in something like that, be sure to check the link in the description down below. I hope to see you all in the next video, guys. Peace out.